But tonight, our big story comes from Punjab, where a major security breach has been reported in the Prime Minister's security while he was on tour in election-bound Punjab. The Prime Minister's convoy had to make an abrupt stop for 15 to 20 minutes on a flyover towards Firozpur after protesting farmers blockaded the road near the Prime Minister's convoy. The BJP was quick to pick up the issue and claimed that the Punjab government had deliberately staged the event. On the other hand, the Punjab government says there were no crowds at the Prime Minister's rally and this was a diversionary tactic. Either way, caught amidst the partisan politics is a critical issue, that of the Prime Minister of the country and his security. It's our top story tonight.
It was supposed to be the Prime Minister's first rally in Punjab after the 3 farm laws were revoked. The rally in Firozpur was also seen as kickstarting the BJP's campaign in poll-bound Punjab.
ये कार्यक्रम को हम पोस्टपोन कर रहे हैं और फिर आने वाले दिनों में प्रधानमंत्री जी ने इच्छा रखी है कि आप सबके बीच में वो अवश्य आएंगे.
But in a major breach to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's security, the convoy had to stop on a flyover for 20 minutes after it was found that some protesters were blocking the highway. This happened 30 kilometers away from National Martyrs Memorial in Hossainiwala in Punjab. The original plan was for Prime Minister Modi to travel by helicopter from Bhatinda, but due to bad weather, it was decided that he would go by road. According to the Home Ministry, the PM embarked on the road trip after the DGP Punjab confirmed necessary security arrangements. But midway on a flyover, Prime Minister's convoy had to make an abrupt stop after protesters blocked the road. After a 20-minute wait, the Prime Minister's convoy returned to Bhatinda Airport. At Bhatinda, the Prime Minister took a pot shot at the Congress government, telling airport officials to thank CM Channi that he had got back alive. What makes this breach extremely serious is the fact that Prime Minister is a maximum security protectee. His convoy path is sanitized in advance, and any unplanned stops by convoy is banned. With Kamaljeet Sandhu and Manjeet Sehgal in Punjab, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now that's the exact chain of events of what happened on the ground in Punjab, but it sparked off a war of words between Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi and the BJP's Smriti Irani and other leaders. Listen in.
Never before in the history of our country has a state government knowingly constructed a scenario where the Prime Minister of the country will be brought to harm.
ये बिल्कुल गलत है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी जब पंजाब में आए तो उनकी सिक्योरिटी लैप्स दिखाकर उनको खतरे के साथ को जोड़ा जा रहा है. ये राजनीति इसमें नहीं होनी चाहिए. वो उनका एजिटेशन पीसफुल एजिटेशन था. यहाँ भी पीसफुल एजिटेशन था. रात हमने एजिटेशन उठाया था. अचानक कोई आकर बैठ गया तो उसमें कोई ये नहीं है कि जी किसी को खतरा था.
Who in the Punjab government gave information about the Prime Minister's route to individuals who planted themselves atop the flyover?
ਜੋ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਡੀਜੀਪੀ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਬਰਸਾਤ ਵੀ ਹੈ, ਐਜੀਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਹੈ, ਜੇ ਕੈਂਸਲ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਕੈਂਸਲ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੰਟੀਨਿਊ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ.
भारत के इतिहास में आज पंजाब की पुण्य धरती पर कांग्रेस के खूनी इरादे नाकाम रहे. जो लोग कांग्रेस पार्टी में मोदी से घृणा करते हैं, वो आज देश के प्रधानमंत्री को, उनकी सिक्योरिटी को किस तरह से भंग किया जाए उसके लिए प्रयासरत थे।
Punjab witnessed an unprecedented political drama by a BJP which has lost return on its face, which has been rejected by the people of Punjab and is being rejected by the people of UP, as also other election going states. Fearing complete wipeout in the 5 election going assemblies, BJP has tried to create a political drama of a so-called breach in the security of the Prime Minister. We reject the charge completely and comprehensively.
So there you've heard both sides, BJP versus Congress over the breach in security on the Prime Minister's convoy. Let's raise the unanswered question, the question that need answers to. Did the SPG with the Prime Minister inform the Punjab police in time about the route change? Why did the Punjab police fail to sanitize the route? How then did protesters know the Prime Minister's new route, and why were they allowed to blockade that route? Why were the protesters, as I said, allowed to block the road? Did the Prime Minister's convoy go ahead despite knowing about the blockade? Is politics being played over it? Is it time to find out what the truth is? Joining me now, Nalin Kohli, the BJP's senior spokesperson, Charan Singh Sapra, the Congress's spokesperson, Vikram Singh, former DGP, Uttar Pradesh. I appreciate all of you joining us. First to you, Charan Singh Sapra. Let's turn to the facts. This is the Prime Minister's security beyond partisan politics. Let's stick to the facts. The fact is the Prime Minister's convoy had to stop on a flyover for 15 to 20 minutes because there were farmer protesters on the route. To that extent, that's a clear security breach. At least, will there be a candid admission that the security was breached by allowing farmer protesters on that very route? Yes or no?
See, Rajdeep, let me tell you that as far as the Prime Minister's convoy was being stopped, that is an incident which should not have happened. Definitely, the state government of Punjab, the Home Minister and his department will definitely inquire into it. They will investigate into it, and they will submit a report to the Union Home Ministry also. Let us wait for the investigation. But as far as the other thing is concerned, BJP, is trying to change a narrative. Probably they want to get some sympathy out of it. The way Smriti Irani was talking and she said Khuni Irade and other big words, I feel she's trying to grossly misguide the people of India. And also the Prime Minister, let me tell you, while he was traveling, he was knowing that there are empty chairs at the Firozpur rally. So security breach was not the major issue in the mind of Prime Minister also. Security breach was a different thing, but actually people did not reach at the venue of the rally. That was the main concern, and that's why I feel the Prime Minister took a U-turn. Prime Minister took a U-turn, and he wanted to change the narrative so that people should not feel that the rally has failed. People should take a narrative that it was the government.
I'm glad.
Has failed.
I'm glad at least that there is an admission from you that yes, there were security breaches which need to be addressed. At least that's the very least, because not all your party men are even admitting to that. At least someone is admitting that there is a security breach. This is the Prime Minister's security, the most secure person in the country. But Nalin Kohli, fact number 2, which was just now referred to by Charan Singh Sapra, the rally itself was mostly empty. Bad weather. You could see empty chairs all around. The Prime Minister's presumably then decides, I will first go to Hussainiwala, and there is a question mark whether he was then going to go to the rally at all. He doesn't go to the rally at all. So, as is being suggested, this fact cannot be denied that the rally itself was turning out to be a bit of a flop show. And the protesters, farmer protesters, are already warned, even a day before in Punjab, that they were going to try and block the PM's rally in some form. So, is there a concession that this was Punjab, where the Prime Minister wasn't going to get the kind of reception that maybe the BJP would have hoped?
Seek your indulgence and patience. First of all, I'd like to say that Mr. Sunil Jakhar probably is the only Congress leader with a little bit of a spine who have called a spade a spade. And I think really that's the tweet to be seen. Second, let's look at the list of the events and let's look at the coincidences in it. The Chief Minister is supposed to be there to receive the Prime Minister as part of protocol. So is the DGP supposed to be there. So is the Chief Secretary to be supposed to be there. The Chief Minister says he was, because of a COVID situation, out of it. Later, he's without a mask giving interviews to the media. The DGP and the Chief Secretary don't go there. Their vehicles join the convoy of the Honorable Prime Minister. You have Vikramji. He's a well-known security person, police officer, served the country well. You can ask him, the element of surprise in a change route is one of the most desirable things. And to be stranded on a flyover is the worst possible thing that can happen to a VIP. In a country where we lost two prime ministers, two bullets, and the Congress party always is screaming from the top of their, loudest possible manner that this is the two prime ministers we lost. And they lost the chief minister in that state. Number three, the chief minister happens to be the home minister of the state. He also is responsible for the security out there. So now we have to believe that Prime Minister Modi, who was not received by the chief minister, didn't have the DGP there, didn't have the chief secretary there, now went ahead and put out protesters on the road to block his path so that he would be stuck on a flyover and cause a security risk to himself 10 kilometers from the international border. And while policemen, on the instance of the... How did they get the route? It begs the question, leave the rally out of it. It begs a straightforward, direct question. That what was it? This is not a security lapse of the highest order, then what is? And the chief minister out there is saying, we are, worried about this, the protesters were peaceful. We are not asking for a whole service or a sermon on whether the protesters were peaceful or not. The fact is, who gave the protesters the route of the prime minister? And why were the policemen sipping tea with the protesters out there? Was it not then a security leave of the highest possibility? And if as the home minister of the state, he is not directly and personally responsible, then who is?
Can I?
You make very strong points before. No, just a minute. No, Mr. Sapra, just a minute. This is the Prime Minister's security. Let's try beyond to whatever extent possible, avoid the sharply partisan politics that is played out. Before I come to you, Vikram Singh, though, the charge that Mr. Sapra made and is being made by other congressmen, do you want to quickly respond that the Prime Minister's office is trying to play the victim card? That this is an attempt to change the narrative in some form, to suggest that the Prime Minister, this was part of an assassination attempt, Khuni Congress. Do you think that's an exaggeration? Should we avoid this kind of hyperbole on both sides? No, that's a question to you, Nalin Kohli. Do you think that such language should be avoided to suggest that the Congress was part of an assassination attempt? You're absolutely right, security breach. But to call it an assassination attempt?
But Mr. Sardesai, I have raised a set of questions on the sequence of events and the players who are missing in that sequence of events, and the learned chief minister of the state, who happens to be the home minister of the state, cannot even lift up a phone call. He was so important. With the prime minister, whose responsibility is it in the state? The security of the prime minister is the responsibility of the state government. The SPG protects him, and that route is a secret. How did the protesters come up there? It's not. And what do we finally have? Should we not raise political questions? How is the Josh coming from the Youth Congress president? How is the Josh? Can you believe it? Now the Congress is saying we are playing politics.
You make a very good point, which you must answer, Mr. Sapra. Your Youth Congress chief, Mr. Srinivas, says, how's the Josh? You're mocking the Prime Minister on a day when there is a clear security breach. There must be a limit. You see, this is a very serious issue. Just as the BJP may have exaggerated by calling it an assassination attempt, to say, how's the Josh? You're mocking a security breach instead of ensuring accountability. This is a moment to ensure whoever in the Punjab police or the Punjab administration is at fault will have to answer some questions, Mr. Sapra.
See, Rajdeep, I said, and I will repeat again, that as far as the lapses are concerned, definitely there will be an investigation and action will be taken. I was also told that SSP has been suspended. Now, as far as the tweet of the Youth Congress president is concerned, let me also remind you that even the BJP leaders have been talking, including the Prime Minister himself, Was he not insensitive when he spoke about 50 crore girlfriend to a female? When he spoke about Srimati Sonia Gandhi as a Jersey guy? When he told the former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh ki
No, enough of whataboutery.
the bathroom while taking
Just because someone else has spoken in the past loosely, this is not a time for loose talk. Someone may have spoken, there should be no loose talk in public life, Mr. Sapra. There is no loose talk. It is time that the Congress party also recognize that there is no time for loose talk when there are security breaches. Your party has lost 2 prime ministers. Yeah, so this is not an issue which you should take lightly. But Vikram Singh, 1 minute, sir. Vikram Singh, primary responsibility with the Punjab police or the advanced liaison team of the Prime Minister or the SPG? Clearly, there was a coordination lapse somewhere. I mean, there is an advanced security team that goes with the Prime Minister. If the route is changed or if there is a new route, how did the farmer protesters know where the Prime Minister at what time would move through the route? Who is responsible according to you, Mr. Singh?
Mr. Sardesai, the rules, the SPG Act, as also the Blue Book pertaining to the VIP security, and the rules thereat and the standard operating procedures are absolutely crystal clear. There is no scope of ambiguity. There are advanced security ASL meetings, advanced security liaison meetings that decide the possible routes, the possibility of contingency plans, and there's a backup for a backup for a backup so that you are not caught unawares or ever on the wrong foot. If there ever was a trophy for the most horrible VIP arrangements, it will go to this visit to the Prime Minister. Multiple and serious lapses. Lapse number 1, that they seem to be Alice in Wonderland when it came to the fact that the Prime Minister is taking a route. The job of the SPG is close proximity security, and that of the local police and the administration is the overall security. So the sanitization of the route was the responsibility, and we have such learned people saying it was a job of the BS7, it was a job of the SPG. They have communication. They have communication within the cavalcade to see if there is an obstruction in the route. There's multiple channels of communication. Little knowledge is always a dangerous thing. The SPG has a very clear and cut out role for itself. And if the agitators, and now about the agitators, they did not just descend from the heavens. They collected, they embarked on, they boarded the buses, they managed to reach the flyover. All this must have taken time. I'm given to understand that there were drone operations too. What were we doing? What were the local police doing in the first place? And then when there is any agitation in the local area, there is advanced intelligence. Yesterday, today and tomorrow, what happened yesterday, what's happening today, and what is the prognosis for tomorrow? And then the district administration takes preventive and such measures so as to nullify whatever malignant influence that movement may have on the VVIP movement. Nothing like this happened. And to top it all, the absence of the Chief Minister, the absence of the Chief Secretary, the absence of the DGP speaks volumes about how really seriously they took this visit. And lo and behold, this cascades down to the lowest level. I give 50%, whereas I should have given 200% of my professional competence. It goes down to the Thana level, who just cares 2 hoots. And this is what you see, that the policemen are sipping tea along with the agitators. This is totally unacceptable. Sipping tea while on VIP duty is a misdemeanor.
So you're saying that the buck stops as far as the outer perimeter and the route goes with the Punjab police?
Totally, Punjab police. The SPG is so an assistance to the overall security, and only the close proximity you would see the black suited carrying the briefcases. They are the SPG. Do you think for a moment that as per the claim of the Punjab government, there were 10,000 leaderless people who are sipping tea with the agitators are of no consequence. And 8 SPG people, do you think for a moment, Mr. Sardesai, that these 8 SPG commandos would have been equal to the task of the 10,000 police personnel of the Punjab police assigned? It is with coordination, cooperation, and active meetings and assessing the dangers and the hazards to the VIP. It is a coordinated movement closely connected with the SPG and the local police and administration. I think the local administration failed terribly to discharge their responsibilities.
You know, I want to put today the tweet that Sunil Jakhar, your former Punjab Congress chief, put Charan Singh Sapra. This is what he says. What has happened today is just not acceptable. It's against Punjabiyat. A secure passage for the Prime Minister of India to address the BJP's political rally in Firozpur should have been ensured. That's how democracy works. Do you concede there that this is the kind of mature response we want? Here is your Congress leader admitting that when it comes to providing security, it's not BJP Congress, no partisan politics. Is there an acceptance today by the Congress that therefore your reactions also should be measured, Mr. Sapra?
See, that's why Rajdeep, I said that definitely there should be an investigation. Like it is being said that some policemen were having tea with the protesters. Now, if those such videos are out, there should be an investigation, and people who are at fault, definitely they should be brought to the book, or some action should be taken against them. But when you see all the videos, there is also a video, Rajdeep, whereby the protesters are having BJP flags and they are just moving around the Prime Minister's convoy or probably the Prime Minister's car. Now, even if BJP is now today speaking on the angle of conspiracy, I discard the angle of conspiracy totally. And they are trying to implicate, the Chief Secretary or the DG or the Chief Minister, the way BJP spokesperson is talking. They are trying to implicate that the entire Congress party and the administration was involved in this conspiracy. It's not the case. But when you are inspecting those videos, we have to also inspect the where the BJP flags were carried by the protesters. How the BJP protesters were there? Were they BJP protesters or were they farmers? There are so many things into it. So let the investigation happen and things will come crystal clear. Doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani.
That's my final point to you, Nalin Kohli. Do you accept that No, 1 minute. Nalin Kohli, in issues involving the security breach of Prime Minister, it's best not to play any kind of partisan politics. You're accusing the Congress today, but they could in turn, the manner in which your leaders have also responded. It's time for some maturity. I know there is an election. I know that election is almost like war to y'all. The time has come for at least on issues of security, center and state coordination to take place. We know there are farm protests in Punjab. You can't run away from that. But we need both sides to at least order an inquiry and fix accountability before making allegations against each other.
First, to refresh your memory, sir, the Home Ministry has already asked for a report. The centre is going to take this seriously, and it is taking it seriously. That's why Home Minister Amit Shah has done so. Number two, maturity. What the Congress party is doing there is maturity, playing with the Prime Minister as an institution. He's not an individual. Prime Minister Modi is today, Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister, but that institution is what it is there. Why do you think you have the SPG? And what is Mr. Sapra saying? Somebody holding the flag? What did the assassins of Rajiv Gandhi come with? They came protesting and abusing him. They touched his feet and carried clubs. So, why should it not be believed? And protesters standing within 20 and 30 meters of the Prime Minister. Security is, I'm so grateful that the Congress government has decided to suspend an SSB. We should celebrate it. Why? I'm amazed you have not suspended only a constable. Is this your response? This is the state government at war with itself. You have the Congress president one day saying, remove this man, appoint this man. Chief Minister, the Home Minister, obviously appoints the man. They are what doing. So the DGP is now every officer there at the highest echelons perhaps is owing allegiance to what the masters say rather than doing their job. Here are the castigating remarks of what Vikramji said.
Okay.
After all, can we get the security aspect right? In a sensitive state like Punjab, which has seen terrorism 10 kilometers from the border, we can't get it right. For the Prime Minister of the country. Amazing.
Okay. I think both sides have been heard. And I think, as I said right at the very outset, there are certain issues that must remain above partisan politics. And one of them is the security of the Prime Minister of the country. Someone has sent me a response here that when will there be an inquiry into the deaths of farmers? That is another issue. The fact at the moment is this demands an inquiry from the Home Ministry. Accountability must be fixed. Heads must roll for the security breach that took place. Yes, elections will be won and lost. Politics will take place. Security of the Prime Minister in instances like this must be above all else. Thank you all very much for joining me here on my top talking point.